Dayfacto podcast is privileged to have been founded on Wadjuk Noongar land.
We pay our respects to the traditional owners of this land and express our sincere gratitude for their ongoing guidance as we work in their community.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Dayfacto, where we discuss our 9 to 5 kind of relationships in another podcast literally no one asked for. I'm Nicolette.
I'm Kate.
We apologise for not being more prepared, and we had a little bit longer break than we thought we would, but you know what, we're just living it up.
We were living it up. We went to Bali, Bagus,
Which means good.
Jalan, which means
Walking. Not jiggy jig.
Not jiggy
means
jeans. Sexual
times.
No.
So don't actually get that confused. Someone asks if you want a lift and you say jalan,
means walking.
not jiggy jig.
No, but we had a great time in Bali. Feeling very refreshed.
Yes.
Ready to go.
Not
ready to go enough because we are only going to give you 2 episodes and then we're going to have another wee little break.
Well, I mean, it is Christmas.
It's Christmas.
Most wonderful time of the year, some would say.
Yes, and then
It's
we're coming.
hot.
Yes. Speaking of hot, we're going to come back in real hot, real spicy. Season 2. 2023, season 2.
Big year.
Big year. Huge.
Also, huge shout out, Lainey. Welcome back.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Lainey. Hello.
Hello, Lainey.
Welcome back. She's had a haircut. Looks lovely.
It does look lovely. Summer ready and a nice tan.
Yep.
You think you've been in Bali?
Mm-hmm. Do you know who didn't get a tan in Bali? Me.
Well, you're very sunset.
I am sunset.
It is good to see.
No, I actually did get very burned, didn't I?
One day you did get a little bit roasted.
And,
didn't you?
yeah, and you know, it's karma because I was eating lunch that day and I saw this pommy chick and she was really burnt on her back and I was like, not a good look, babe. Not a good look.
Babe,
Red.
have you seen sunscreen before?
That afternoon, so red. It was so embarrassing.
It was a hot day though.
It was spicy hot.
Also, huge shout out to today's sponsor, which is Gojek.
Gojek. Yes. Oh,
It
we discussed
is.
this. Okay, Gojek. If you
Your-
haven't heard of it, it's a great app in Indo. On Gojek, you can get scooters, you can get car rides, you can also get food just delivered to your door. Get
It's
Gojek.
the Uber of Bali, if you will.
Yeah, plus Uber Eats, plus Uber scooters.
And you don't wear a helmet. You just jump on the back.
Jack on the back.
Very safe. Not at all dangerous.
So yeah, Gojek
Go
got
with
us
it.
through
It did.
the 10 days we were away. So, Nicolette, what have you been up to? Let's go back pre-Bali. Let's go pre-Bali.
Pre-Bali.
Pre-holiday. We left the recording and
We
we
did.
had a few events coming up. So,
I
where are
actually
you
can't
at?
even remember where were we at. What were we up to? What was our last? It's hard to say.
It's hard to say.
Do you have anything you'd like to share with the people?
I do.
Followers? Internationally renowned listeners?
Internationally renowned listeners of an internationally renowned podcast. It's been an interesting ride since we left for me.
Well, yeah, it has.
Lainey doesn't know this. It's been ups and downs. Oh, no. So, what can I say? Yes, I am going through a breakup right now.
But you're also...
I'm also rekindling with an ex.
The last episode you were in love.
Well,
Yes.
Not in love, but
Last episode I had, what did I say? I had been on a bender of love.
better of love. Yes.
I said. So, what's happened is,
For all you playing along at
for
home.
all you playing along, what's happened is, decided that after the bender of love, me and said person were going to get together, right?
Mhm.
Me and said person went out for a great dinner, got together, official boyfriend and girlfriend, right? Fast forward 24 hours. I was having some guilt. I'd made some choices throughout the early dating stages that I wasn't proud of. To be fair, we hadn't discussed anything yet, right? So I came clean. I was feeling guilty and I said the truth. Truth didn't go down so well. Kate got dumped.
Well, what did we say dumped? I don't know if we said dumped.
And I said, that's the second shortest relationship I've ever had. So naturally we thought, let's go to Bali.
we thought, it'll be good. We're getting over an ex.
Going through a breakup right
Going
now.
through a breakup. Get there. It's all good.
No, I didn't. It wasn't a dumping. It wasn't a Love Island dumping.
It was a discussion.
It was a discussion, and then it was a step back.
So
It was a step
it's
back.
not a breakup, but we have been calling it the great breakup
We've-
of 2022.
It's the great breakup of 2022.
I would say very long drawn out relationship. Very pretty much, just kept going. It was like, when are these two going to break up?
When are we gonna
24
break
hours
up?
later, done.
24 hours, get it done. Do it quickly.
Yeah.
I'm hard and fast.
And on and off.
Yeah.
Same day, done.
Following that, decided just to take it easy. Take it easy. Currently, not sure where we're at.
Well,
it's been ups and downs just today alone.
Mm-hmm.
Could potentially be rekindling with an ex. Could potentially not be rekindling with an ex. We're
Let's
not
say,
sure.
It is hard to say. But it is the silly season.
It's the
So
silly
sometimes
season.
It gets a bit silly.
It's getting a bit silly.
A little bit silly. We're up here. Bring it down.
We're going to bring it right down.
Bring it down.
So, yeah, going through a breakup, naturally we decided off to Bali we go. Kate's got to, the best way to get over someone,
To
go to Bali.
get under someone else.
Which I did not do. So, no juicy
No.
gossip re that.
But
Yeah, get over someone by going to Bali, I think. Didn't really
good
work
one.
because the whole time we were just rekindling. We were rekindling.
Sometimes you need to get away, escape the world, go off the grid,
Went off grid.
go to Nursa.
Go to Noosa, get off the grid. Tried to stay off social media a little bit while we were away.
And we will get into our Bali chat in a minute.
Yep.
Before we jump into that, I want to talk about the new TV show that's starting. Have
Yes.
you heard of this? Anyone heard of this?
I briefly saw a TikTok about it.
ckBoy Island.
Sounds
Yeah.
like not my kind of island.
No.
And I love islands. I love most islands.
Balinese.
Bali, Rottnest.
So, ckBoy Island. I've only recently heard about this too. So it's coming to Australia next year. I think it's just been in New Zealand. It's an American version, of course. So I'll give you a recap. In the American version, 3 women meet 24 men. And the
Whoa.
goal of the show is working out which ones are the self-proclaimed nice guys versus which one are the fuckboys.
And they don't know who's who.
No, they don't know.
Okay.
So I guess the point is to go on dates. They go on dates, and by the end of the episode, 3 men are eliminated. So it's to reveal who's the nice guy, who's the fuckboy, and the girls have to figure it out,
Okay.
sort of thing.
Okay.
So I'm thinking could be good television because I reckon I'd be able to pick a fuckboy, but also if you're trying to hide that you're a fuckboy, I reckon you could hide it pretty well.
But also, on top of that, if you're a self-proclaimed nice guy, you shouldn't have to be self-proclaimed.
Well,
If you're a nice guy, you shouldn't have to be telling
and
everyone
that's
you're a
what I was
nice
gonna
guy.
ask you. What is a nice guy, right? Because heaps of people are such a nice guy, but they're not just nice guy. They're all sulky and annoying because they're like, no, you'll never love me because I'm so nice, and all they want is the bad boy. But you're not a nice guy. You're kind of annoying. You know what I mean?
Guys that say nice guys finish last. Bro, don't say that. You just
But
sound
they
like a
should.
loser.
But the only problem with this, so there's a bit of a controversy going on at the moment because the New Zealand one,
Mm-hmm.
they cast a man who had because they didn't do background checks.
They didn't.
No, well, obviously not because they had cast a man on the show who had a previous domestic violence had suffocated a woman and lured her into the house to have sex with her.
What?
Yeah, so it was and I know, and the guy's been found not guilty, although his actions were not good. So
Grey.
grey area. I mean for the judge, but not for anyone else.
There's a million other guys on this planet.
Exactly.
Cast someone else.
So that's what they're saying. So the New Zealand people do background checks, and then they had to readjust the filming so that they didn't put that guy in it because it was all
Didn't that happen with one
Married at
season
First-
of
Married at First Sight as well, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did.
Yeah.
So I'm I don't understand how they're still doing that. And then also people are saying, is it sort of sending the wrong message? Oh, haha, yeah, I'm a fuckboy, I got booted off, I got caught out.
And it's okay, you're just because you're a fuckboy, you get to be in a TV show.
Yeah, or when people are self-proclaimed
oh, sorry,
fuckboys,
but-
and I'm that's not an excuse to be a dickhead.
Yeah.
So oh, no, you can't change me, I'm a fuckboy, haha. And it's treating people like shit isn't a flex. So I'm kind of
That's kind of similar with what's going on with Love Island. I mean, I'm way behind.
I'm way behind too.
But-
I think the last time we discussed it was last time I watched it.
Yeah,
Recently.
but some of the guys on there are being I still have fuckboy tendencies.
Yeah, and I'm
What?
what?
Yeah.
Maybe if you're going on a first date with someone and you openly admit, I'm not looking for commitment, I'm just here to fuck around, don't fall for me,
Just having a
whatever.
bit of fun.
That's a little bit different. But don't actually get into a relationship and then when you fuck up, be oh,
Just
sorry,
'cause I'm a
just a fuck boy.
Yeah.
No, you can't use that as an excuse.
Yeah.
So anyway, so it's interesting to see how it'll go. So it's are they purposely making women fall for shit men? Have they got background checks?
Is it just a test to see if women can
pick them.
them.
Yeah. So I know it could go either way. I'm interested to see what goes on.
I've got one word to say to you, Nicolette. Tray concerning.
Tray concerning. And we shall see. And we will watch it and we'll give you a recap on Fuckboy Island
We will.
when it comes out.
It hasn't sold me. I'm in the know.
But you are watching Too Hot to Handle.
I am. Oh, no, not watching. Finished. Finished.
Kate on the plane ride from Bali, literally.
No, I watched one episode. No, I watched 5 minutes of the first episode and I turned it off. I was like, nah, this is so shit. I cannot watch this.
The plane, Kate secretly watching
And I was like, this is actually really good.
I'm hooked.
I'm hooked.
I'm on the Too Hot to Handle, which is even worse because they all pretend like they didn't know it was Too Hot to Handle. I'm like, have you never heard of this random show before? Like, of course.
Lana popped out of the car. All of them. Oh, what?
I'm so
I
shocked. I'm on this show.
Bro.
It's called Lovers Island. No, like
Fucking hell.
Don't be so dumb.
You guys have D degrees in acting. Mine is D. Okay, Nick. Let's do the Bali chat.
All right, let's get into it.
Okay. So this episode we're gonna call Daz and the Goo.
Yes.
Big Daz.
And it is no longer called
Chain Goo. It's the Goo.
It's the Goo. Apparently that's the cool thing. Because Kate and I are really hip and cool.
We are.
We think that's what it's called.
A couple of horn bags.
Couple of hornbags.
We know it's called the Goo.
All right, and let's start with the biggest thing. The elephant in the room, the Bali sex ban.
Oh, yes, the Bali sex ban.
The
That
Bali sex ban.
happened while we were away.
And it is now known that Virgin is the only flying to Bali.
We're only flying Virgin
Once
from
this
here
is
on out.
It's only Virgin. The only plane's allowed to land. That's it. Because you're not allowed to have sex. And before everyone loses all their marbles over that, which people were doing,
Yes.
it doesn't really apply to tourists.
No.
Plus,
And
it take like 3 years to go in anyway,
Yeah.
so don't worry about it.
But at the time when that was announced, we didn't have all this background
No.
information. And I was thinking, hey, whoa. I'm going through a breakup right now. This is a bit unfair on me.
And I walked in the room, Kate was packing. Getting out there.
I'm going home.
I'm out.
Why am I even here?
staying here.
I ain't staying here. Why am I even here?
She was leaving. No, so that came up, and then apparently everyone's like, "Oh my god!" and the whole world's like freaking out. But like, it's only for like family and like if someone has to report. There's all these levels to it, and at the end of the day, it's actually kind of sad that like religion sort of forced this on Balinese people because not everyone wants to get married. If you just want to have a little bit of jiggy jig,
Bit of jiggy jig.
go get married.
Yeah.
So anyway, don't stress about it if you are going to Bali. As the locals say, don't worry about it.
As the locals say.
The locals.
A couple of
say,
locals
right?
here. A couple of locals here in the room.
Well,
two of us.
We call it the goo.
We call it the Goo.
We're in.
Okay, so the story behind Daz and the Goo. Really, it's a non-story. That's the problem about it. It's a non-story. Now, some people might know, and you've probably noticed, me and Nicolette get hooked on sayings very quickly. We get hooked on sayings. We get hooked on, like, doing quotes, activities. We get stuck easily, and we get stuck on them for like a month or two, and then we move on.
Yeah.
We eventually move on. Some things actually we've stuck with for life. So it was like we went to Bali. Yes, we know that. I've said it a million times.
just to confirm, okay, no, we're in Bali.
We were in Bali.
Just so everyone's on the same page. No confusion.
The internationally renowned podcasters went international.
We did.
We flew there. So earlier in the night, we had decided we needed some 2-for-1 cocktails. It makes sense. 2 for 1. We went to this place called Old Man's. We're having our 2-for-1.
Well, like, 10 rounds of the 2.
10 for round.
Quick.
Many rounds of the 2-for-1s. First of all, to start the night, this guy walks past us at the bar, but I think he was talking to me.
Well, I think he was talking to me.
Oh, I think it was probably more me though.
Well, I think, to be fair, he was very drunk. One, I was going either way.
No,
so.
he was sober. He was sober and he was talking to me.
Which one are you talking about? The one that walked past when we were on the couch?
Yep.
Sober? Mate.
Well, I just don't want to. I just feel like what the comment he made is true,
Well,
so
it
I
is
just
true.
don't want the alcohol
But
that he
sometimes you
consumed to
think
judge that.
True thoughts when you're drunk.
Your true thoughts come out. He looks at me,
Us.
not Nicolette, me,
Well, okay, me.
and he screams across, "Are you famous?"
And we said yes.
And I said, really, what I should have said is something like, "I'll be whatever you want me to be, babe," because he's
Well,
pretty
we're not
good looking.
quick-witted.
But I'm not quick-witted, so I said, "Yes."
And then he
1,000
stumbled
downloads.
away,
1,000 downloads.
nearly fell over.
4,000 followers on TikTok.
So
And
thank you.
then he just stumbled off away.
So that was a good
That filled
ego
us.
boost for the day.
Yeah.
For the night.
Then we go somewhere else for more 2-for-1s. Again, many, many drinks. I put up something on my Instagram. I'm famous, obviously. Everyone sees it. This guy, Darren, who I've never met before, he's an Instagram guy from way back, messages me and goes, "Oh, are you in Bali? I'm coming over later in the week." And I was like, "Yeah, where are you staying?" Darren
Says
the goo. He's coming to the goo.
And we could only assume that meant Canggu because I don't know where else the goo would be.
Where else could he be?
It's Canggu.
So naturally,
Daz in the goo.
Daz in the goo.
Was originated.
And the thing is, though, is we didn't shut up about
No,
Daz in
we
the
didn't.
goo. You know, we'd wake up in the morning and go,
T-minus 4 days till Daz in the goo.
only 4 days till Daz in the goo comes.
We'll tell the locals, Daz is coming.
Daz is
to the
coming.
goo, all right, everyone. There's
Yeah.
a cocktail for Daz on
We
arrival.
let our accommodation know he'll be staying in my room.
We were going to get the Gojek to the airport. Kate was going to
I was going to come pick him up.
Back of the Gojek. Get on. You could do it. Daz on the Gojek. Off we go.
We would have been so annoying because we didn't shut up about Daz the goo. Even
Yeah.
so much that randomly, I reckon we talked about him at least 15 times a day. Randomly, one of us would go, "Oh, I miss Daz."
But Daz was, you know, shout out to Daz.
Big Daz. I actually eventually ended up catching up with
Yeah.
Big Daz man. Big Bomber Daz.
Boomer Daz.
Caught up with him for a drink.
Yes.
He was very drunk. The waiter even came over and was like, "He's very drunk," and I was like, "Oh no."
Yes.
But no, we went for a drink, and I purposely planned the drink, probably 10 meters from
Our accommodation.
our accommodation, like the door, because I didn't want to walk very far.
No.
Anyway, Big Daz man offers to come pick me up on the way.
So we said, get a lift.
Please. Look, I don't want to be too much hassle, but if you wouldn't mind picking me up on the way.
They were laughing like, he drops Kate over and like, get on the back gate, clips on a moment, and stop. Yep, stop. That's why, thank you. Oh.
Fine, twist my arm, you can drop me
Twist
home.
my arm.
It's a bit dangerous walking at night time by myself.
It's dangerous. Can you drop me home? Thank you. The 2 steps down the road, we're there.
I wouldn't want to be too difficult, but
No.
if you wouldn't mind. Anyway, so that joke also continued on. Poor Daz. Darren has no idea how much we're obsessed about him.
No.
No idea.
Was it really him, or is it just the idea?
It
of
was the
him
vibe.
aware of that?
It was the Big Daz in the Goo vibe.
Yeah.
It was giving Big Daz in the Goo
It was
energy.
giving Daz in the good energy.
Set the scene for the rest of the trip. And that was the first night.
And then you know what else was one of the highlights of my trip was when we were having a bintang down the beach. Nice night. Adorable 3 guys in a band.
Singing along.
Singing along. We're
No
shouting.
woman,
we're
no
going,
cry.
Bob Marley, can we go to Bob Marley? And then they're like,
Bum, bum,
oh,
bum.
you guys want to come up and sing? We're like,
No.
absolutely not.
No.
There's no way. We're here for the vibes. We're not going to ruin them. Thank you. Anyway. he's
Someone
asking-
else.
This guy is smart, right? He's getting paid to sing, keeps offering other people to sing, goes and has a dart every time someone comes up and sings.
And then one girl says
So kindly offered.
to come up and sing. And we're thinking, here we go. This is going to be good.
If you're random walking past on the beach and you offer to sing in a public place,
And how many people do you reckon were down there? At least
Hundreds.
500.
you'd
Heaps.
think it was bloody cooter, it was that.
It was
busy.
packed.
Everyone's in the goo. And so we said, this chick's got to be good.
She's got to be good.
Her mum's there. Her boyfriend, what looked like women, her sister, they all come to the front. They got their phones out. They're ready to film.
They
You
know it's
start
going to be
singing?
good.
Not good.
All I'm saying is,
If I could have got up and left,
I
if I
would
could have
have.
got up and left, I would have.
Look, somewhere along the line, someone's told her she's a good singer.
And she's run with it.
She has run with it.
And this is why kids still need to be bullied because. And by kids, I mean your duty as a sibling is to bully your siblings when they're not good at something. Because
Right?
my family did it to me. It's a rite of passage. You cry at the time, but you don't get up in public and sing
To
to
500 people.
plus people and every single person there thinking that you're shit.
Now, I don't want to sound mean, but
But
it was like, honestly, I would have been better, and I'm no woman, no like, you know what I mean? I'm fucking shit.
But she
And then
loved it.
she does one song, and we're like, oh, thank fuck,
Well,
that's over.
See you later.
Everyone, that
Safe journey home.
woohoo!
Catch you later.
Wrap it up.
Catch
Her
you later.
starts on another song. Starts on
No,
another
no,
song.
She picks up the mic and we said, is she done? No, she requests another one.
Round 2.
She goes again. So there we are, sitting down, thinking, fuck, can we leave yet? But no, and we hadn't even got Bob Marley yet. So finally, she gets out of there. But see you later. No
Well, on to the next.
Our mate's back. He sings "No Woman, No Cry."
And we were sitting on the steps, and all these like local boys were sitting next to us. We were all singing together like the choir.
right.
We were the backup choir.
We were part of the local goose. If you hanging out.
And so after this is all happening on the same night. It was a big night. We went to this place called Luigi's. Now, it's a bit of a pizza bar, goes off
Apparently on a Monday night.
on a Monday night, which is strange. It's a
But
school night.
No rules in the goo.
No
That's
rules
what
in
I
the
say.
goo. Just no sex before marriage. That's all I'm saying.
The only rule.
So there's a little bit of a bet.
Yes, I'd say that.
There was a bet.
No, first of all, what about the people at the table?
Oh yeah.
We're like going to sit at these. It's super busy, and we're like, oh, we'll squish on the end of this table. And then these people not happy about it.
It was because it was like all girlfriends and then the boyfriends. So the girlfriends, intimidated by our beauty,
Good looks and personality charm. We
weren't ha-
squished on the end next to the boyfriend.
yeah, they weren't happy about that.
And by
Clearly,
squished, I'd say there was still like a meter between us. Like there's
Yeah.
a huge bench chairs.
yeah. One of the guys says, "You can sit here, but you're not allowed to smoke," right?
Yeah.
And we're like, "You do realise there's 1,000 other people standing around you
Yeah.
that are smoking right now.
So these people are like telling us what we can and can't. What if I wanted to have a smoke?
What if I wanted?"
And you know what? That's all I have to say. Anyway, they were very rude. And then there was a hens party at the table next to us. They pointed at us and they said, "Come dance with us."
And we said yes.
Well, we did.
And then we saw Mr. No Smoking the next day on a scooter, no shirt, no shoes, no helmet.
Yeah, I was like,
Big
babe,
health
if you're
man.
worried about your health, you're obviously not doing much to protect it. So, you know, big shout out to him.
Big shout out. So, okay, we're at this place. The bet is that I had to go and give my Instagram name to the very, very attractive pizza chef that was working behind the bar.
Thought it would be
Honestly, thought we don't.
fun. Don't know why we did.
Again, about 20 cocktails deep. I'm just saying, picture this. Tall, blonde, muscly, white shirt, making the pizzas,
Can't
throwing them
remember
up.
what his face looked like. We're focused on the arms.
The arms got us.
Tell you, let's quit the gym. They all
Make
go to Marco's
pizzas.
to make some pizzas.
Anyway, so he's like at this kind of like bar that's above everyone else, overlooking the crowd. So I'm like, okay, well, I've got to do this. So Nicolette writes my Instagram name down
No,
on a
I
napkin.
asked the waiter for a napkin and a pen.
Yeah, write my Instagram name down on it. Business class for anyone that wants to follow me. Just kidding, I'm private. Don't follow me. Anyway, and I was like, okay, I got to do this. And honestly, I don't think I've ever been this nervous in my life. I don't know why I was so nervous. Maybe it was true love. We don't know.
Well, you never know.
Anyway, so he's at the bar, and the three of us, I'm like, okay, I'll go give him the Instagram. We all walk past, and as we get close, I'm like, no, keep going. And we run away.
And I said to Kate, I was like, oh my God, you're being religious. Give me your Instagram and I'll go ditch it at him. So I walk past and I get her. I can't do it. And this guy's just seen us pace up and down this pizza, stare at him like, keep walking, like bored.
We literally would slow down, lock eyes, and then run off.
And it would have been so obvious. We just had so many cocktails that we like felt all subtle.
And then eventually, I was like, this is it. And I just like full steamed up and went over and like really abruptly was like, what's your name? And he told me, can't remember. And then he was like, what's your name? I was like, Kate. And then he's like, I was like, what time do you finish? And he told me, I was like, okay, we're leaving. And he was like, here's my Instagram, and ditched a napkin at it, like threw this napkin, practically hit him in the fucking face.
And then we went, like ran away like, awkwardly through the table.
We had to,
And watched us run door.
he literally watched us snake through the table, picking up speed, just trying to get the fuck out of there. I reckon 5 minutes of us going, from side to side, out this fucking venue.
And the worst part is because we've been drinking since 3, it was like 9:45. It wasn't even late. People weren't even drunk and we're like, oh wow.
So yeah, he watched us run past him making pizzas about 4 or 5 times. I then threw a napkin at his face, and then we ran out the building, and he watched the whole thing. Clearly watched. It was so embarrassing.
Bless him though.
But he did follow me on
He
Instagram. He did message me. Marcos. Shout out to Big Marcos. What a honey.
Shout out.
He was kind of, any questions we had, send them to Marcos.
Yeah.
He'll know the answer.
He knew him.
He knew him.
He had the Bali insight.
He had the Bali insight. Obviously lives there. Brazilian, hot. Kept messaging me. Asked me for drinks. I didn't go. Then tells me after Bali, oh, I actually have a girlfriend.
He said, by the way, I have a girlfriend.
By the way.
Do you have a boyfriend?
Yeah. I was like,
Guys, I'm actually going through a breakup.
Going through a breakup.
Sensitive topic. Please don't ask.
like, sorry, but why ask me after drinks you got a girlfriend, bro?
Yeah, a bit weird. And he was all chatty too. And we were like,
Real chatty.
Marcos,
Marcos, please.
It was a one-night joke.
It was a
I'm
one-night
actually
bet.
Here to hook up with you, alright?
Yeah.
A sex is banned. It's not happening.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to prison.
Unless you're going to marry me, we're not
No,
having
exactly.
sex.
You could have got married
Could have.
at the beach. The lady, the karaoke chick, could have sung. Could have been great. No, but Marcos was good. Marcos was good.
Yep.
So.
What else happened?
We went to a bar one night and, like, on the hour, they'd give out free food. And at this point, Nicole and I were kind of recovering from an upset stomach. So we were like, you know what? We might give the free food a miss. Just because it was little buffet style. Kate over here, no.
No worries.
Iron Guts, she is not missing the free food.
Fuck
Pacing
no.
up and down. She's waiting for that little flag to pop up for the free food.
I had a chat with the waiter. I was like, when's the food coming?
When's the food
He
coming?
was like, I'll come let you know.
He actually
Me?
did come later.
Fucking elbowing people out of the way to get to the front.
The poor waiter literally comes up to our table to tell Kate the food's there. She's already front of line. Don't worry about it. Too slow, mate. She is there. She's got it. Comes up with a plate of food. Was it good?
It was great. I ate it. I did not get sick.
No. Which is odd because when it comes to gut issues, it's
I
not
have
who's sick.
Serious gut issues.
Yeah.
No
So,
problems in Bali though. I was
you were
thriving.
thriving.
I literally get up, go for a surf, come home, have a smoothie bowl. Loving it.
Oh, the Nalu Bowls. Shout out to Nalu Bowls.
Shout out.
Actually, Kate and I went for a surf one morning. And I was like paddling around and I was like, fuck, wish I'd hired because they have all the surf instructors. And they're so good. I reckon every single person out in the surf had a surf instructor with them. Like a little
You had me.
Indonesian surf instructor. They were pros. They know what they're doing. Anyway, this chick paddles past this American girl and I hear her with their instructor and she goes, so what are the top 3 things I need to do tomorrow to be able to improve my surfing? And this Indonesian guy goes, for you, everything. And just like, oh, okay. And I was just like, oh, that's why you don't have an instructor. They're kind of mean.
They're kind of mean.
Nah, they knew what they were doing though. They're pretty good. But anyway, it's really fun on the beach though.
Okay, so 2 more stories re Bali. So one day I went to have my nails done, little manicure, and I went to this kind of like tiny little manicure boutique place full of women getting their nails done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Started off lovely, enjoying it. The seats are really close as well, so you can kind of see everyone's business. Halfway during the manicure, the woman flips my hands over and starts filing down my calluses in front of everyone. Fucking skin flying up in the air. And everyone's looking at me with 2 palms flipped over and me getting my hands fucking filed.
That's because you CrossFit too much.
It was so embarrassing.
Rough
It was
hands.
the most embarrassing. I walked out there with just my head down. And she said that she pointed out how thick my
Yeah,
skin
she had
was.
your thick skin. What, in taking insults or the way they actually look?
No tip. No, I did tip, of course. And the final funny thing that happened is, so I knew this guy. I know guys. I know people. It's
Isn't he
whatever. Another Instagram guy. Never met him before. Not a clue. Just know his name. We had, before we went to the goo, asked him some questions. Anyway, he lives in Uluwatu. We were going to go to Uluwatu for a Sunday sesh.
Still not well.
Nick's not well, so we were kind of trying to suss the vibe. Could we get there? Could
Plus,
we
it
make
was
the journey?
nearly an hour and a half, 2 hours from our hotel.
Yeah.
Long time in a taxi.
Long time in a taxi for someone
Not well.
not well. So obviously I asked him, what's the go at Single Fin for the Sunday sesh? Do we need to book a table? What's the situation? And then he answered the questions. Then Nicolette, she's got another question for her. Now, if we book a table, will we get a good table or will we get a bad
Well,
table?
these are the questions
No.
you need to ask.
And then, okay, ask him the question. All right, that's the answer. Okay, now ask him this.
Okay.
If I paid I was like, bro, don't run the show. He just has lived there for a few months.
But he's lived
Nicolette,
there for
so
a few
if we leave at 3:00, will we get a table
How
by
will-
4:30? And where will the table be? And what should
Okay,
we
but
order?
can
And
we,
how many
can
people
we
will be
picture
there?
this
And at what time should we
in
order our
my
first drink?
defense?
And how much? I'm like, Nicolette.
in my defense, he said you'll probably get kicked off your table once it gets busy. And he also said you can book and then the minimum spends like fucking 200 AUD, not just Indonesian rupee. Rupee. So I was thinking, if we're traveling 3+ hours there and back over the
Yeah,
night,
but again,
I need to be guaranteed a table and somewhere to sit because it is 90% humidity, and I am very hot.
But bro don't work there.
But he said he's been to many a sessions in the ooh,
The Watu. I've never met this guy.
No,
I
well,
literally was 101 questions with Eli. 101. I felt
Shout
so
out,
bad.
Eli.
Shout
And
out.
then we didn't even end up
we
going.
didn't. And,
Like,
then,
yeah,
and then
waiting
he was like, you can come. I was like, oh,
Again, Eli, the sex band, babe.
babe,
Happening.
not happening.
And then the last thing, actually, I just remembered we're at the airport coming home, and then we see this guy, short king.
Short king,
Not
such
really
a short king.
No, just like
Just a short guy.
short, hating the world.
Mullet.
Skullet. I think
Skullet.
it was. Full tats. Not looking good. Anyway, he's got this Indo, like,
Security?
security with him. Literally everywhere he goes to the airport. And I was like, that guy is being, what did you say, Kate? Being deported.
I was
We
like,
are
he's got to
for
be deported.
sure
The security, it wasn't a cop, but it was a security guard that literally followed him wherever
Everywhere.
he went.
Everywhere. And then when they're like, time to board, he
First.
escorted first onto the plane. I was like, this guy's going to have freaking police waiting when we get there. Also, we're sitting at the airport, and I was like, fuck the people that come to Bali. Like, so trashy, so gross. And then I realised, like, this is a plane to Perth. I'm like, are we part of this?
We are, Nicolette.
Like, fuck.
We're
Honestly,
just as
some
trashy.
people have just no plane etiquette or any travel etiquette. Like, fucking wash your feet before you go to the airport. You know what I mean? Wear a pair of shoes. Just the amount of gross things.
I was wondering where
going
you were going with the washing your feet thing, but I think shoes are definitely important.
Shoes, but that guy didn't have his shoes on at the airport and he was walking around.
What?
The guy where we were waiting to get on the plane.
Do you know what you can get from that? A foot disease.
Yeah. Athletes.
Athlete's foot.
Anyway, that's
Fuck
all I have
off.
to say about that.
People are so
You know,
bogamy.
bless him, though.
And unfortunately, we're included in that. That
He
guy.
didn't have cops at the airport, so maybe he's alright, but
Yeah,
don't
he
think
just
he was
made
on
some
that.
poor choices.
That's to the goo for us. Nah, he was definitely a cooter, though. He was not a goo, he was a cooter.
He'd been at the Bounty
He was
foam party, had one too many drinks,
$2 a night at the
and
Bounty.
gone into a fight with the bouncer.
For sure.
That's what I reckon.
Yeah. With his gang.
It was a threat to security. We had some travel tips.
Because
Actually-
we are, you know, some would say world travellers. You go
World
to the
travellers.
goo, you're pretty well travelled.
We know things.
We know things. Yes. So, what do we have? Bring your medication with you. Because when you get sick, you will have to send Kate to the chemist.
So
And she will also get sick on the way to the chemist, and it will not be
Nicolette and Nicole, the two Nicks, messaged me and were like, been a long night. Could you please go and get
I
us
was
some
throwing up.
medication?
everywhere.
I was like,
Actually,
no worries. I'm feeling great. Got up, started walking. Had to walk very far because it was really early. Everything was shut. Halfway during the walk, I was like, oh.
It's caught me.
I was like, oh, God. And then I considered turning back because I was feeling bad. And I thought, continue? Because you're going to be stuck inside for a long time after this.
And she came back with the goods.
Came back, got the goods, and then I was fine.
Yeah, I was
One
actually
day.
pretty good after that too.
One day.
So, it's not bad.
So bring your meds.
When it comes to flying,
Wash
This
your
is a huge
feet,
one.
apparently.
A, don't take your shoes and socks off on the plane.
Gross.
Gross.
Going to the toilet with your shoes and socks on? I can't.
No.
I can't.
Wear shoes. Don't take them off. It's gross. Second of all, expect the chair in front of you to recline and don't get upset when they do it because it's just, you just got to go onto the plane thinking someone's going to recline. the chair.
Yeah.
If you hope that they're not, they're going to do it anyway. That's just the way it is.
It's the way the world
Annoying,
goes.
But it's the way it is.
What I've learnt is eat at the warungs. And the warungs are like the little cafes with the food in the window. I had the best fucking food there.
That really was.
And I got the least sick.
You did. But I didn't get sick from the wurrung. I ate
No.
that too.
But we don't know where we
don't
got
know
sick.
we got sick.
But I'm saying, don't be afraid. The food was so freaking nice.
And plus, even if you do get sick there, it's almost worth it because the food's that good. Be aware of white people on scooters, especially in Bali. It's not the Indonesians you need to worry about. It's all the idiot tourists because they can't drive and they don't wear helmets.
Or
they don't wear
shoes.
shoes. They don't wear shirts.
Shirts.
Sometimes they were in their speedos as well. But honestly, watch out for them because if anyone's going to hit you on a scooter,
So those
it's one of those
fuckwits.
people.
And my last bit of advice is obviously to pack light. I'm a big light. I pack so light all the time.
Kate never overpacks. Her suitcase was not on the borderline when we got there.
I did have to put things in Nicolette's suitcase to make sure I wasn't
Honestly,
over the weight limit.
No. She did a shop and she...
I did a lot of shopping.
You did, but you did well.
I did well.
And finally, don't be a dick. When
That
you're in
goes
another
for
country,
life. That goes
like,
for life.
Because you know what really annoyed me is like, yeah, sure, Bali's got like rubbish everywhere and whatnot, but I hated seeing, especially Aussies, like just chuck their rubbish on the floor.
So
And I
bad.
was like, you know better than that. I was like, although there's not like a bins on every corner, don't be a dick. Like, this isn't your country to pollute. Like, take it with you.
Yeah.
Chuck it in the bin.
Yeah.
And that's my final message.
And that's it. So thanks for joining us for another episode. That's it. That's all we've got time for today.
And we will be releasing a podcast weekly, although we may have enough of it already. You know what? It's hard to say.
We don't know.
We kind of just go with the flow.
Go
That's
with
what
it.
we do.
We've always said that.
We have.
From day one, I've been saying go with the flow.
Yeah.
Always have. Follow us on Instagram, but more importantly, follow us on TikTok.
'Cause that's where all the real action happens.
That's it.
We're huge on TikTok.
We're huge. I mean,
Yes.
that guy asked if I was famous because
We've
obviously
got-
he'd seen me online.
Merch.
We've got merch now. We'll post it in a TikTok, but
And
we
that is-
have mugs with our faces on it.
At Dayfacto. And that's also for Instagram and TikTok.
Coffee tastes so much better when it comes from a mug with your face on it. That's all I'm saying.
It really does. See you next time.
Over and out.